Hello, I'm Refashionista Sherry, and today I have another downsizing project in my 30 days of refashions. Now, I sorta have suffered with body dysmorphia for quite some time now, and I think a lot of people do, to varying degrees, think that they are bigger than they actually are. And for me, it is something that I have struggled with. I did have eating disorders. I mean, it never really goes away, right? It's always in there, which I did explain in my birthday video, so I shall link that down below for you. And this is something I thrifted a couple of years ago now, actually, and I rarely try things on when I'm at the thrift store because I know if it's not exactly perfect for me, I can always refashion it into something. But I saw this on the hanger and I thought, wow, how gorgeous is this? I mean, like, look at that fabric. It is orange and pink, which are two of my favorite colors, and it's also very glittery, fantastic. And I thought, hey, great, it's even got a tie. It's got the pussy bow tie on it, which I love so much. But when I got it home and actually put it on, I realized it's like huge. And I just would like to point out as well that this was medium on the tag, like medium. So again, you can never believe any clothing tags whatsoever, never. And yeah, I think it's about time that I actually downsize this so it does fit me properly, because I have worn it as is and the sleeves are just insanely long and it really is a bit too wide for me. So let's go make this fit properly. For this quick downsizing project, all you need is your too big top, plus a shirt that fits you properly, and of course your sewing gear. So your first step is to flip your too big shirt inside out, and you want to cut off the sleeves. Now, because this shirt is like insanely stretchy, the fabric it's crazy stretchy. The littlest breeze makes this stretch out huge. So I'm going to be cutting off my sleeves and leaving this kind of bulky seam here for now, because I really don't want the armhole to super stretch out. Once the sleeves are removed, then you can grab your template top and lay it on top of your too big top with the necklines and shoulder seams as lined up as you can get them. Again, it doesn't have to be super perfect, but as even as possible. And you can actually see here how much bigger this top is than the one that actually fits me properly. Like, so here is the shoulder seam, or the top of the armhole, and here, look at that. That's huge. That is huge. That's a huge amount of fabric for a shirt that is supposedly a medium. But again, as I said, we all know sizes are ridiculous nowadays. So once you have the top lined up, then you can go ahead and grab a pin and mark the bottom of your template top underarm seam onto the shirt here. And I'm going to take it in a couple extra centimeters as well, because I really do need to take in the sides, and then repeat that on the other side of the shirt. Alternatively, you can simply fold your shirt in half, line up those chopped armholes, and then put your pin in the same position. It's pretty easy to do it that way. And then all I'm going to do is kind of a gentle curve here from the armhole and stitch all the way straight down to the bottom of my shirt. And I'm going to do that, of course, on both sides. Now, once you have both of your sides stitched, I highly recommend going and trying your top on just to make sure that your armholes are fitting correctly and they're not too big, they're not too small. If they are too big, you can always go ahead and stitch some more. If they're too small, then simply take your little seam ripper and open up those underarms a little bit to give yourself the space that you need. And now I'm just going to go and chop off the excess side fabric. So I have now put my shirt on inside out again, and you can see like the sides are so much better. This is fitting me so much better. And I decided to keep the kind of drop shoulder that the original shirt had. I just really like drop shoulders. Okay, so now let's reattach the sleeves. But if I were to simply, you know, put this on, hello, that's kind of insane and long and huge. So I am just going to put the sleeve cuff where I want it, just a little bit past my wrist on my palm, and then kind of feel. You can kind of see there, but it's better just to feel, or you can fold it down so you can see there. And I'm gonna grab my pin and just mark plus a couple of centimeters there for seam allowance. I don't know if you can see that. And I've just marked where I need to chop my sleeves, so they're going to be the actual size I need. So I have both of my sleeves inside out with the cuffs lined up, the side seams lined up, everything lined up. And where I've marked with a pin, that sleeve is of course on top. So I'm just going to now cut them both to size. So you can see here, I tried to follow the original kind of angle as best as I could. So when I'm putting it back on, it should hopefully fit perfectly into those new armholes. So I now have one of my sleeves right side out and my shirt is inside out, and I'm going to pop the sleeve into the armhole, and there we have the right sides will be facing. And then this kind of bottom seam here on the sleeve, I'm going to line up with the side seam of the shirt and pin that in place. Okay, now clearly, because my armholes are now much, much smaller, this sleeve is not simply going to go in there nicely. Like if I did put it in like this, I would have to get rid of all of this extra fabric, which would then shorten the sleeve too much. So what I'm going to do, and again, this fabric is so stretchy, so I hope this is going to be successful, is I'm going to match up here on the side as best as I can, all the way until I get to this shoulder seam. And then I'm just going to start gathering the excess fabric like so. So as you can see, I have pinned my sleeve in place here, and then at the top, I just kind of accordion folded and gathered up that excess so it kind of lined up with the shoulder seam. And I'm curious to see how this is going to come out because I've never done this before. So let's go stitch it on and see what happens. Okay, it is all stitched on now. So let's check it out. The moment of truth. Let's see if it worked. And hey, that actually, look at that. Look at that. The gathers look pretty good. Okay, let's go do the other side and then you can try it on. Okay, both of the sleeves are reattached and they look pretty similar. So yay me. Now it's time to try it on and style it up. Yay! Whoops, whoops, stuck again, stuck again. These string curtains are super cool, but they always get stuck on bracelets and noses and mouths, and it's insane, but it looks cool, so that's what's important. Anyway, this actually fits me now, and like the sleeves are just perfect. I am so pleased with how everything came out. The sides are great. The only thing I'm wondering about is if you think I should maybe kind of crop this so I don't have to tuck it in, because it still is quite long, like it's, you know, down to about my hips, and I'm not really liking that. So thinking to maybe crop it up to, you know, waist area, just below my waist. So if I want to tuck in the front a little bit, I still can, but if I want to wear it kind of out, I can do that too. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know what you think. And yeah, also I'm curious, sorry, I can't stop looking at my, like, these little pleats here came out so perfect and matching, like amazing. Anyway, I'm curious to know if you want to see more of these kind of downsizing tutorials, because I know I do a lot of upsizing because let's face it, we all have those items that we either thrift or have been sitting in our closet for too long that they just don't fit right anymore. They're a bit snug, or they're a lot snug now. But what about those items that maybe you get like this one and they just turn out to be too big, you know? I mean, that's another issue, right? Downsizing, upsizing, downsizing, general refashioning. Which do you like the best? Which one? You want general refashioning, the super easy refashions like the no-sews, upsizing, downsizing? What do you like the best? Or maybe you like everything, a little bit of everything in there, a potpourri of upcycling, shall we say. Anyway, you know what? We're almost done. The 30 days of refashions, we're coming to the end now, but there is another one coming right at you tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And until tomorrow, stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zigzag. Perfect, yay! But let me know, should I crop it or not? I don't know.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.